There is a wise saying, a spiritually developed person creates a happy life for his descendants. Today we are going to talk about energy drain, or rather, about one of the biggest energy withdrawals from our body. Undoubtedly, removing from our knowledge the most important ones, someone tried very hard to replace them with beautiful lies. And what did it turn out to be? Before you continue watching the video, subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss interesting and informative releases. And click on the bell to receive notifications about new videos, allowing you to be the first to know about fresh materials. Your comments and feedback are important to us. They help us improve our content and make it more interesting and relevant. Subscribe and continue your journey into the world of mysteries of the universe. We wish you a pleasant viewing experience. There is a huge flow of energy leaving a person to former partners. What to do? This hidden connection sucks energy and prevents you from creating a happy relationship. To begin with, when partners are in a couple, there is an energy exchange between a man and a woman. We fuse all of our energy shells. We connect at three main centers. On the mental center. On the heart center, when mutual love takes place. On the first and second chakra, when there is intimate contact. When a couple separates, the following happens: an energy channel remains from the woman to the man, on the subtle plane. In men, the channel is not so strong. It dematerializes by itself within 2 years. If a man himself decided to mentally close the history, the channel can be cut off and closed earlier. Why does it happen differently in women? Because the Creator has endowed us with a high mission to conceive and nurture a child. A child up to 3 years old is under the protection of the mother's energy. When a woman carries a child, it is not only biological processes, it requires huge energy expenditures. A woman by nature has many times more energy than a man. We are more enduring in terms of energies. Men are strong physically, structurally. Women are emotion, their energy. And for some reason nature has arranged it in such a way that the channel from a woman to a man is preserved during 7 to 8 years of separation. Women have a cycle of renewal within such limits. This channel is preserved for 7 to 8 years on the condition that the woman did not reconnect or did not keep the man on mental attachment, i.e. constantly thinking. It does not matter if the memories were positive or negative. Negative memories keep the binding stronger. If nothing happened, the channel is kept for 7 to 8 years. If contact has occurred, this channel is prolonged. It is reset and continues anew. Again we count 7 to 8 years. Some women prolong the channel for 17 and 20 years. Sometimes they prolong it for the whole life. They feel liberation only after the channel is cut off, the outflow of energy is closed. Why such injustice? Nature is just. She created us to fill each other with energy by joining in a couple. A man creates a structure and a woman fills it. Energy passes through her and the man realizes himself. That is, the woman inflates the sail of the ship. The universe has created such a union in our world in order to have a harmonious combination of yin and yang. When male and female energy are united, the energy of life is formed. Many people know it as Qi. Originally, in creating us on Earth, it was not meant that we would have this disco, rock and roll and such consequences. No one prepared for the fact that there would be an endless change of partners. Chastity was of the utmost importance throughout the earth. The laws of writ, blood, and body had been broken. The energy of the first man in a woman's body is hologrammed into all her subtle bodies. It goes on with her further, practically all her life. There are very ancient rites connected with water and fire, when we zero this hologram of the first man. But nevertheless, chastity was kept as a jewel, for the husband and wife to be one. It is a source, it is one energetic sphere. A source that radiates the energy of love, creation, and co-creation, in which children develop and grow. This source expands further to parents, blood relatives. The modern world has made its adjustments. It began a long time ago. The Slavs invented this practice for widows. Always, and in those distant times, many men died in battles. The practice of canal removal was used in accidents. The foreigners were infiltrating the villages. Initially, the practice was used to close the outflow of energy from dead men and foreigners. As time passed, the practice was further applied. Today, it is absolutely required for 100% of women, for ages 30 plus, for sure. What is the outflow of energy from the first, second chakra? From the lower centers goes to the source and further to the Zarid, the place where it originates. Istak, our first root chakra, is the ingredients to bake bread. Everyone will have their own set of ingredients. In the second chakra, we knead the dough and we bake it. So, what we bake, we will receive in the third chakra. Next we'll get energy in the heart chakra and above. We will get energy for life. What happens when there is an outflow of energy? It comes from the first and second chakra. In women, there is an outflow from the uterus from the first and then from the second center. The practice of removing the channel also works on same-sex attachment. This has already been tested. There are very powerful connections on the chakras and subtle bodies. When we have an outflow from the first, second chakra, where our ingredients are and where energy is collected, bread, and you start taking away half of the flour, sugar, eggs, everything is sucked out by a vacuum cleaner. From the leftovers you have to make a dough. You make dough out of what's left and you say, that's fine. Because we, in our majority, do not even feel these energetic processes. And if there are a lot of outflows, tubes, men. Sometimes at practices girls write a list of 17 to 20 men, in their long life 45 plus. Can you imagine what oil pipelines go in one direction? What is there to bake bread out of? We wonder, what's going on in a woman's life? Energy is life. It's our well-being. It's our activity. It is our health. It is beauty. When the body lacks energy not just to regenerate cells, but to upgrade them, to rejuvenate them, a woman begins to age before her time. Why have prostitutes been paid since ancient times? They pay them for sharing their energy. The connection is one-sided, there is no mutual exchange, as in a couple where there is love. And so people give and give and give of that energy. Somebody's personal life doesn't work out. A smart and beautiful woman, a car, an apartment. That's the modern way of thinking. Why? Because the portal is occupied by other partners virtually. And the outflow of energy is real, which we observe on the physical plane. Someone starts to have sick children. Many have infertility. So many factors. A man and a woman are tested. Physiologically healthy. No children. We take help from wisdom, take support of the family and work with mom, dad, ancestral systems. It is necessary to cut off the outflow, not to feed another man. Close the outflow and feed your native man, fill him with energy and strength. It was not invented by us and it is not for us to violate it. If we violate it, we will be punished. Health. Relationships. Wealth. Some girls have a lot of partners, but their personal life does not work out. Another has everything good with business, but again personal life did not take place. And the third looks good, but with children problems. The most powerful and strongest bond is formed after close contact. The ties that are formed at the level of emotional attachments, they are broken by other techniques. Sometimes there is a long, strong, platonic love. Somehow the practice nullifies the negative energies. It even cuts off the love adrenaline addiction, the energetic mental connection. Love adrenaline bonding. Being in a toxic relationship for a long time. This addiction is recognized in psychiatry as a drug addiction, which is very hard and long to treat. This is already a recognized fact. Or, unrequited, deep feeling. It hits the person, occupies the portal, knocks down the psychoenergetics. It does not allow building new relationships. Since ancient times, both women and men have been practicing it. In all ancient traditions, close contact is a sacral merging of two multidimensional bodies, a useful exchange of energies. If there is a close contact in a dark alley in an unconscious state, the connection is already established. It's one-sided, unhealthy. An energetic connection is formed instantly. This speaks, once again, of our lack of understanding of how we are organized. We don't understand how responsible we should approach ourselves and our lives. We have traditions from antiquity that you can't get married before you get married. And people laugh, they're scaring us again. They do not realize that from ancient times we have been concerned about growing a healthy generation, about parents being healthy and energetic, about a woman filling her men with energy. If a girl falls in love, is it also a channel? If a girl falls in love, constantly thinks about a guy, a channel is formed not at the level of the lower chakras, but at the level of the heart and the mental. This is different. If she fell in love with a photo, a picture, this is obsession. Practices with rewiring of the mentality are practiced here. We need to help her get out of the circle. She's going around in circles, suffering. We carefully shift old attitudes and replace them with new ones. It's difficult to do it on your own, not everyone succeeds. The brain is a great illusionist. When we don't know how to control it, don't know the tools, don't know how to give it tasks, it controls us with pleasure. If girls fall in love with the image of some star's singer, it energizes them, but it de-energizes itself. Then we remove the channel at the mental level. We think, our thoughts affect the energy that surrounds our head, inner, outer brain, we launch it into the universe and start to notice only what we think about. The rule is like unto like. I want to buy myself a red convertible, I start noticing that there are red convertibles driving around town. They've been there before. The brain makes us focus on what we were thinking. The girl is in love with the artist. The artist has a family, he thinks there are tons of girls like this all over the world. They're giving him their energy. Here you need a complex of practices, just breaking away will help, but you also need substitution. You have to consciously learn to work with your head. We are not taught this at school. Many people do not realize what they are doing, they do not listen to those who know. Mom didn't teach them at home. How will they know it? Everything happens independently, like the Earth's gravity. Until a person closes these connections, cuts them off, they can't understand. Some girls had a month and a half after closing the energy outflow. Only then they began to feel the changes that were beginning to take place in their lives. Sleepiness goes away. There's beauty. Eyes shine. Relationships are built. Financial shifts are taking place. When there is no energy, there will be conflict in families. A man goes for a resourceful woman. A woman blossoms when she gives a resource, if there is an exchange. The result is not immediate. Does a man feel when a woman breaks the energetic connection with him? In 90% of cases, former partners appear on the horizon one day. He was gone for 2, 3, 5 years. Suddenly he appears on social networks. And some women have a partner who shows up in person. What happens? The man felt that the flow of energy, which gave food, was closed, but he does not understand what happened. We are all uneducated in this. Unconsciously, at the level of deep wisdom, he understands where the flow stopped from. And he unconsciously writes to this particular woman. There are exceptions from 100% of men, only a few do not appear. 90% of them appear after the energy connection is severed. And sometimes, all at once. In practice, it is necessary to give detailed instructions, to understand all the steps. What to expect after the detachment. How will the body feel? The actual sensations are like the aftermath of surgery. There will be healing. How do you minimize contact? There are children in common. It is necessary to carry out certain elements of protection on a subtle level, so that the connection does not arise. There are techniques of behavior so that the partner does not recover in the biofield. It is necessary to protect oneself, to close oneself as much as possible, emotionally, so that the connection does not arise again. In practice, we close the channels, seal, heal, close ourselves with the physical body. We give the partner his energy with gratitude. This is important. This practice should be very ecological for both parties. Especially carefully, it is necessary to observe everything with love adrenaline addiction. It is very hard to hold on and not to renew the connection again. Such people need to be supervised and maintained for 1 to 2 months. To give you examples, 80% of people have the same symptoms. A girl, a top-level professional. She is asked to leave one job and then another. Fatigue, health issues. She was resourceless, she was red at work that way. To the energy drain was added a low psycho-emotional state. After practicing, her condition got better after a month and a week. The first thing she said was, "I stopped wanting to sleep in the afternoon. Went to the gym. Gave a new project at work." These small steps show that the energetic structure of a person is being restored. While we are young, the frontal lobes are not fully formed. Until the age of 20, energy comes in powerfully. A lot of people say, "I feel good when I have a lot of partners." The battery is still working. There is enough fuel inside. In the young, the practice works quickly, more harmoniously. I may not even watch it point by point. After 30 plus we look at it. What about income? What about self-actualization? What about the kids? What about health? What about relationships? Be aware. Don't give your energy to others. Thank you for learning about yourself and the universe with me. Trust yourself, listen to your heart and go forward with confidence and peace of mind. Give me a like and share this video with your friends if it was helpful to you. See you again on my channel where we will continue to explore the mysteries of spiritual development and growth. Goodbye and may light and wisdom always accompany you on your path.